चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापणं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मस्तपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम् न जनं न धनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीशकामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिः अहैतुकी त्वयि. Woman power in Sanatana Dharma. This is today's topic. But when I see in front of me the devotees of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramanandis, I don't know how to start with this topic. Probably I can talk something on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Sri Ramananda Acharya. But this is the title in invitation, Woman Power in Sanatana Dharma. So, what I feel is, I can start with the woman power in Gaudiya tradition and Sri Ramananda Sampradaya. Woman power in Gaudiya tradition, those who know Gaudiya Sampradaya definitely understand. Gaudiya Sampradaya dhara, flow, is nearly impossible without Srimati Vishnupriya Devi. Like Bharata brought the sandals from Rama. For two reasons he brought sandals from Rama. One, the well-known reason, in the separation of Ramachandra, Bharata feels very difficult to lead his life. So the Padukas are a very great solace. By seeing Padukas, Bharata can feel that he is with Rama. In the same way, Sri Vishnupriya Devi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in fact, Vishnupriya did not ask for Paduka, like Bharata asked for Paduka. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu voluntarily gave Paduka to Vishnupriya ji. And this Paduka, Chaitanya Paduka, which is even now seen in Navadvip, is a very great solace for Vishnupriya ji. Normally, in separation intensifies devotion. This is how our Bhakti Shastras tell us. And Sahityam also says. In Uttara Ramacharitam, Bhavabhuti says this. Okay, the great poet Bhavabhuti, a matchless poet of Sanskrit, he says, Rama saw Sita in Sita when he was with Sita. When he was in separation of Sita, the whole world has become Sita to Rama. The same way, Vishnu Priyaji saw the whole world as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everywhere Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the separation. In separation, we see the intense devotion of the devotees. So, she was in a very great austerity too, always chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and with the Tulasi Mala, she took only a very disciplined food. She led a austerious life with this paduka, fine. So in separation, it has become the solace to her, fine. But the second reason for which Bharata requested padukas from Rama, that's really extraordinary. By having these padukas, he thought, anyhow, Sri Ramachandra ordered him to take care of Ayodhya on his departure for 14 years. Rama ordered him to become the king and to take care of Ayodhya. But Bharata cannot break the order of Rama. Bharata has to take care of the kingdom. Taking care of the people of Ayodhya is a very great service to Rama himself. That has to be done. But Bharata was afraid. While taking care of the kingdom, ego should not come. I am taking care. I am ruling. So, to erase this ego, to erase this ownership notion, the best way is to have Sri Rama Padukas, sandals of Sri Ramachandra, so that we can always have a tendency that Padukas are ruling Ayodhya. I am not the ruler. Padukas are ruling, and I am just serving these Padukas. In this way, by eradicating this ego and the wrong ownership notion, life becomes fantastic. Heart opens, heart gets expanded, heart blossoms, and we can approach the things in a stress free way. Okay, with the petty ego and with the false ownership, only tiny things can be done, small things can be done in the world. But with the expansion, I am not doing, Bhagavan is doing. I am just a servant. With this expansion, we get a very extraordinary energy. That is how Hanuman gets. Okay, if Hanuman would have thought himself to be a hero, he might not have got that energy. Hanuman thinks himself to be a servant. Nowadays in management, they have a term, servant leadership. Servant leader. Hanuman is a servant leader. Okay, Dasa Srestha. And there you have an expansion. Okay, with our petty ego, with very simple and tiny and puni activities, we will get exhausted. But if I feel that I am serving the Lord, I am after all a servant and the Lord is taking care of the things. With that expansion, miracles can happen. The miracles which happen in the life of a bhakta, how they are happening? If you ask this question, while Hanuman is returning, Angada extols Hanuman. Aho Swaminite Bhaktihi. Your bhakti is great. See, Hanuman is crossing the ocean. Hanuman single handedly managed the Rakshasas in Lanka. Angada is not extolling all those things. After Hanuman's arrival, Angada extols Aho Swaminite Bhaktihi. Wow, what a great devotion you have to Rama. Why? Because all these things, single handedly managing the Rakshasas, crossing the ocean, everything happened due to this devotion. Okay. All others are also powerful for your information. Angada, Jambavan, Nala, Neela. They all are mighty. They all are mighty. But they couldn't achieve the task like Hanuman. They got demotivated. I can cross only 20 yojanas, 30 yojanas, 40 yojanas. Only Hanuman crossed all 100 yojanas and came back to. This is because he felt my Lord's work has to be done. Okay. My Lord's work has to be done. My deep love towards my Lord, and my Lord is suffering. My Swamini Sita ji is suffering. My Swami Ramachandra is suffering. And their issue has to be solved. Their problem has to be solved. If I have that deep devotion, miracles can happen. Miracles. The energy comes from infinite, not from you or me, not from the false ego. Energy which is derived from false ego is very petty. You go to Jhansi. Let me give an example. Okay, anyhow, this is woman power. Therefore, let me start with Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai. You go to Jhansi, you see the wall, that fort wall, you can't believe. This is the wall which was crossed by Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai with her galloping horse, also having the child in the back. Can anyone imagine this? What power she had? What power she had? Her power is her devotion to the country and Dharma. Her power is coming from her flag, in which you see Hanuman. Hanuman flag of Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai. What a coincidence. In Tamil Nadu, there was a lady like Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai. Her name is Velu Nachiyar. In fact, she is in history, chronologically, she is older than Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai. And coincidentally, in the flag of Velu Nachiyar too, you see Hanuman. In Jhansi Rani's flag also, you see Hanuman. From that flag, this drive comes. Okay. Because they don't think that they are leaders. With that petty ego, we will get some petty satisfaction, petty happiness. Nandanti Udita Aditya, Nandanti Astamite Ravo. What will be the highest achievement of a person who is trivial in his life? Throughout the life, I need to buy a car and I need to have a bungalow. I need to have a huge palace like house and two or three cars. This will be his highest achievement after the hard work of 100 years. This is the highest achievement. But when you see these great souls, how they achieve? Effortlessly and smoothly they achieve a very great task. The drive is bhakti only. The drive is devotion. Bhakti hi kim na karoti. What bhakti can't do. In that context only you see the great devotee of Gaudiya Sampradaya, Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 75, can you imagine? Crossed the ocean through ship. And on the way, he got two heart attacks. Two heart attacks. And with all these kinds of limitations, okay, he comes to USA and he works hard by his, willpower. This willpower cannot be ego driven. If this is from false ego, he cannot come to USA at all. He can enjoy being in India. So, okay. If the energy is driven from petty ego, this is a retired life. He can enjoy, sir. That is his retired lifetime. He could have been with his family, enjoying his life. But from what this drive came to him, even after these kinds of diseases at his old age, this came from the passion he has towards Sri Krishna and the instruction of his Guru. Please understand. This is from Bhagavad Bhakti and Guru Bhakti. So it is my Guru's Agya, Guru's order that I need to take Krishna Bhakti to the West. With that passion, he came to USA and he traveled several countries after 75. One who did not go to any country before 75. He traveled to several countries to establish this Krishna Bhakti movement. These are all the examples for deriving the drive from Bhagavan. It cannot be from a petty ego. Okay. Coming back to the point, the Devi, Vishnupriya Devi, having the Paduka, Paduka is a drive. Paduka is not only solace. Having this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Paduka as a drive, she was going on reciting the Mahamantra and having that as drive, she continued this great Gaudiya tradition even after the departure of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from this mortal world. There we can start this woman, in a topic, woman power, woman power in Sanatana Dharma. The same way in Ramanandi tradition, there were very great devotees of Rama. The direct disciple of Sri Ramanand is Padmavati Devi. And after that also, various other devotees in Ramananda Sampradaya. Let me tell you, Pipaji Maharaja's wife, her name is Sita Sahachari. Okay. The great devotee of Sri Ramananda. And several other women devotees of Sri Ramananda we see in the Sampradaya. Women always have a very great place in Sri Ramananda tradition. Jayaraja Kanvara Sati. Huh? Have you heard of this name? Jayaraj Kanvar is a very great woman who fought like Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai, who fought against the invaders to protect the Rama Janmabhoomi. Okay. These are the great Rama Bhaktas of Ayodhya. Fine. Now let us go to the Vedas regarding woman power. Woman power in Sanatana Dharma is a difficult topic, to me at least, because without having a complete kind of clarity, generally I don't talk. In this topic, I don't have clarity regarding woman power. What do you mean by woman power? What is the difference between men power and woman power? I don't have answers for this. And what is the difference between manhood and womanhood? I don't have answers. Yeah, biologically we understand. For that, there is no need of any lecture. Psychologically, psychologically, what defines a woman? I understand the difference between the psychological womanhood and the psychological manhood. I understand that there is a difference. There is a difference. But I don't know what is the difference. Okay. In my life, I am moving with the woman, my daughter, my wife, my mother, all of them. Still, if you ask me, what is the psychological womanhood? In what way psychologically women are different from men? I understand there is a difference, but I don't know what is the difference. In fact, before this lecture, I asked my daughter, do you feel any difference? She did not reply at all. She never said, she did not tell yes or no, nothing. She was just smiling. Appa, why are you asking? That's the power. Interesting. So, we need to explore a lot regarding woman power. Then only we can see how it fits to Sanatana Dharma, what is the significance of woman power in Sanatana. But what I thought is, under this topic, our Kannanji, Dr. Kannan gave this topic to me, woman power in Sanatana Dharma. Of course, he gave two topics and asked me to choose Vaishnava Dharma in Tirukural. Okay. Another topic, this womanhood, woman power in Sanatana Dharma. I had chosen this time the second one. Okay. In fact, in Madurai, I delivered a discourse regarding Vaishnava and Tirukural. Probably after hearing that, he must have chosen it. This topic, I was thinking today morning. Let me just talk about the woman found in the Vedic literature and also what the Vedas talk about the woman. Let me give all this data to you so that you may derive something regarding woman power in Sanatana Dharma. Since I don't thoroughly understand what is womanness, womanhood, psychological womanhood, and woman power, I, I don't have a proper understanding. I can just showcase in front of you the women of Rigveda are women of the Vedic literature, and also the general expositions, not expositions, elucidations regarding women. So let me take first the woman in the Vedic literature. Woman in the Vedic literature. Normally, Vedic literature is a confluence of various hymns regarding several gods and goddesses. So the Vedas have several hymns on goddesses. Let us start with that. The Vedic goddesses, one of the most important goddesses in the Veda is Saraswati. Okay. Now we understand Saraswati as the goddess of education. Fine. She has a book in her hand. Saraswati is older than the book, for your information, in the Indian history chronology. Whatever book we print or write or writing skill, the goddess Saraswati is found in Rigveda. Rigveda is older than the book, written form book, printed book, so on and so forth. Okay, but when we now have Saraswati in our heart, we meditate like Dorbhiriyukta Chaturbihi, Spatikamaണിമയീം Akshamalam Dadana, Hastenekena Padmam, Sitamapicha Sukam, Pustakam Cha Aparene. Okay, on one hand, she has a parrot, on the other hand, she has a book. She also has a rosary, Akshamalam Dadana. That's how Saraswati is meditated. Bhasa Kundendu Shanka Spatikamaniniba. She is crystal clear. Spatikamaniniba. Bhasamana. She is shining. Samana. Bhasamana. Samana. Bhasamana. Asamana. Same Vagdevata Iyam. Nivasatu Vadane Sarvada Suprasa. May this Vagdevata always dwell in our tongue. Yes, she is Vagdevata. She is not just education. She is not just a book. It's a very peripheral understanding of Saraswati. Like understanding Lakshmi as wealth. Understanding Lakshmi as wealth is a very peripheral understanding. Saraswati is Vagdevata. Saraswati is a presiding deity of Logos, what they call as Logos. Okay. Logos means the word divine. Okay, the word which comes from the infinite, which comes from the fundamental inspiration. This is Saraswati. And her three manifestations, Ila Saraswati Mahi Tisro Devihi Mayo Bhuvaha Barhisidantu Asridhaha. This is Rigvedic mantra. You are familiar with Saraswati, of course, but you may not know these names. Ila, Saraswati, Mahi. These are the three manifestations of Saraswati. Ila, Saraswati, Mahi, Tisro. These are the three devatas. Actually, Ila is, if you go to the etymological meaning of Ila, Idastutau. Ila is the presiding deity of mantra which we chant externally. Saraswati is the internal inspiration which becomes a drive for the mantra. Okay. Chodayitri Sundrutanam Chetanti Sumatinam Yagyam Dade Saraswati. Chodayitri means Saraswati reminds us inspiration. For what? Sundrutanam. for the words. Priyahita vachaha sunruta, sunrutaha. The words which are truthful as well as pleasant. The words which are pleasant as well as bestowing welfare. Normally, the truthful words will not be pleasant. Pleasant words will not be truthful. Please understand. They are always opposite. But here, Sundruta represents the word. Sundruta means simple. Sundruta means the word which is pleasant as well as truthful. Okay. This is how Sayana, the great commentator, comments. And here it is told Saraswati is the impeller of Sundruta words. Beautiful. While Rama is described in Valmiki Ramayana, Satyavadi Madhuravak, this is how he is described. Satyavadi Madhuravak. Hope you understand. So this is Sundruta. See, all these goddesses, see, we gave the title Woman Power in Sanatana Dharma, but you are talking about some goddesses. You could have given the title Hindu goddesses, finished, or Vedic goddesses. Why I am talking about the goddesses? Because we not only just worship the goddesses, but also see these goddesses in women. We may not see gods in men. I don't think so. In our culture, we don't do that. For example, if some woman is very auspicious, very virtuous, very good, then we call as Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi of our house. But in our family, if there is a boy, if he is very virtuous and good, nobody calls Mahavishnu. Nobody calls. Women are graceful, therefore we generally see the divinities in them. We see Saraswati Kataksham, Saraswati. These things we generally call Saraswati, Mahalakshmi. If some woman comes as a very great soldier, we say, oh, Durga ji has come, Mahishasura Mardini has come. Okay. So we easily identify our goddesses with women. Therefore, they are not just objects of worship, but they are hidden in our culture. Please understand. These devatas, these goddesses are hidden in our culture. Probably, if I describe them as per the Vedas, they may indicate the woman power in Sanatana Dharma. That's why I am showcasing them here. Okay, anyhow, why I am telling this, the word Sundruta, Chodayitri Sundrutanam, in Ekagni Kanda of Krishna Yajurveda, you have the mantras for matrimonial ceremony. In that Saptapadi comes. You know Saptapadi? The husband has to touch the foot of that bride, and the bridegroom has to take her for 7 steps. This is Saptapadi. In that Saptapadi, after the 7th step, while he has to chant the mantra, beautiful mantra, there he addresses this woman as Sundruta. Yehi Sundrute. That is how the mantra ends. So Sundruta is not just a theory. Sundruta is not just with only Saraswati Devi in Rigveda, but I see my wife as representing Sundruta. Therefore, in Saptapadi, I chant in matrimonial ceremony, Yehi Sundrute. For your information, Saptapadi doesn't stop alone with marriage alone. The Saptapadi ritual occurs in several yajnas for your information. Basically, it is a yajna ritual. And there also, if wife is addressed as Sundruta, please understand. Then Sundruta is a very important concept. These words which come, they are impelled by Saraswati, Chodayitri, Sundrutanam, Chetanti, Sumatinam. Okay, Ila is the external mantra. Saraswati is Ila's impeller, Chodana Shakti, inspiration. In the same way, Saraswati is described in Valmiki's Ramayana. Where? Please tell me. Can you guess? Good guess. Brahmadeva comes to Valmiki's ashrama. What he says? Any shloka? Good guess. Machanda devate brahman pravritteyam Saraswati. This is what he says. Okay. There also, Brahma is talking about Saraswati. Saraswati has come to you from your heart so that you create the whole epic, Ramayana. From your lips, Saraswati is going to get manifested. This is what Brahma says, which clearly indicates Saraswati is the inspiration. She is the inspiration goddess. But in the Veda, almost all gods and goddesses have minimum two meanings. One external, another one internal. Please understand. Internally, Saraswati is inspiration. Externally, Saraswati is a river. A very vast river. A huge river, probably bigger than all the rivers of India. I guess bigger than Brahmaputra. Now this river is not visible. She is in our heart, in fact. Throughout India, we have Saraswati everywhere. But this Saraswati once was a river. There is a very nice book. Book's name is The Lost River, L-O-S-T, The Lost River by Michael Danino. Well-researched book about this river. And of course, about this river, another great scholar had written exhaustively, probably 8 to 10 volumes, like our Valmiki Ramayana 10 volumes. That book by the scholar named Sri Kalyanaraman. Therefore, he is called as Saraswati Kalyanaraman. Like Bhagirath is the father of Ganga. This Kalyanaraman can be taken as the father of the lost river Saraswati. Okay. We have invited him several times to our Vedic workshops. We requested him to talk. Okay. In fact, on seeing his fatherly devotion to the river Saraswati only, I am telling, he is like Bhagirath. He feels Saraswati as his daughter. He went to Manas Rover with the based on the satellite investigation. He could first find out the flow of Saraswati. Saraswati is flowing from Manas. On seeing that river, he felt that my life is fulfilled. Had Saraswati Darshanam. The river described in the Vedas. Okay. The early civilizations, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Dolavira, all these things were Saraswati civilization. Okay. Saras means flow. Saraswati means one has a wonderful flow. This river is very important. So, anyhow, we have a habit to see the river as woman. Please understand. Woman power. Seeing the word divine as woman, seeing the inspiration as woman, seeing the river as woman. That's interesting. Saraswati has another name. What's that? Bharati. I strongly feel because of that reason only, because of her, our land is called as Bharata Mata. Okay. Because the land in which Bharati is flowing. Shankara Mathas have these epithets. Kanchi Shankaramata has the epithet of Saraswati. Shri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swamigal. Shri Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal. Shringeri Math has the epithet of Bharati. Bharati Tirtha Swamigal. Okay. Shri Vidushekara Bharati Swamigal. Bharati. This is interesting. And our land has two names. Our nation has two names. One Bharat, another one India or Hindustan. Both. So two names. Hindustan, India, they are one. Bharat, India. These two names we have. Bharat is from the river Bharati. India or Hindustan is derived from the river Sindhu. Both the names are from rivers for your information. And a river is a woman. Okay, river is a woman. That is why our land is called as what? Bharata Mata. It's not Bharata Pita. Okay, we don't call our land as father like Germans. Okay, we call our land as mother, motherland. And our mother is named after a river, Saraswati, Bharati, Bharata Mata, Sindhu Mata, Sindhu, Hindu, Hindustan. In fact, our religion itself is named after a river, Hindu, Sindhu. Saras is to flow. Sindhu or Hindu also is to flow. Sindhu is to flow. Even in Tamil, we have a word, Sindhugiradu, Sindhudal. Okay, what does it mean? It is to flow. Okay, flowing is always creative. Okay, flowing psychologically means creative. Probably woman power may be creative. Yeah. Okay. I have my own conclusions regarding woman power, womanhood. It's not that I don't understand. But why I said in the beginning I don't understand, because even though I have conclusions, I'm not thorough with that. I may be wrong. I may commit something wrong if I talk on that. Fearing that, I'm not doing it. Probably after 10 years, after having some thorough understanding regarding that, I hope that I may get some understanding regarding womanhood or woman power. Then I can talk boldly. Up to that, if you give this topic, I will be talking on various goddesses in Rigveda. Okay, I'm just searching with all of you. I'm just searching what is the woman power in the Rig Veda. Probably it can be a flow. Yes. What do you mean by flow? Probably creativity. Creativity can be. So, can you tell men don't have creativity? It's not like that. I should not be called as a female chauvinist. Rangan has proclaimed men don't have creativity. You should not tell like that. See, in psychology, in Jungian psychology, in every male, two powers are hidden, male power and female power. But he doesn't define what is female power, what is. See, the psychologists are very clever. Freud is going on talking about abnormality, but he never defines what is normal. I am searching for the definition. What is normal? What is normality? Only by understanding what is normality, we can understand abnormality. Okay. The same way, Jung is a very great psychologist. He says, in every human being, woman power and men power, both of them are there. Why Jung should tell? Long back in our culture, we talk about Ardhanarishwara. Ardhanarishwara. The same personality has Parvati and Shiva. Okay. And in Gaudiya Sampradaya, you have the hugging posture of Radha Devi and Krishna. Okay. You see that Radha Krishna Milita Yugalatanu. You can see that. And Gaudiyas believe that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of both. Okay. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a kind of Ardhanarishwara. Because sometimes he becomes Radha, some other times he becomes Krishna. Araniyattil Radhayahi. அவனையே தேடி ஓடி ஹரி ஹரி என்று அலறி பின்னர் அவனுமே தானேயாகி. It's a beautiful Tamil poem about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by a very great soul. Okay. You might have heard of a very great soul. He's not very famous, but very deep Krishna Bhakta. He's Sanganna. He is called as Sanganna. Sangha Subramanyam. Very close friend of Subramanya Bharatiyar. And a very great Krishna Bhakta. He is singing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya appears as Radha in search of Krishna. And he himself appears as Krishna. This is the concept of Ardhanarishwara. Every personality has male elements and female elements. What Jung is talking about in the modern psychology. That is why it becomes very difficult to decipher what is woman power. In our great epics, especially like Ramayana, some female attributes are given to Rama also. Some male attributes are given to Sita also. Valmiki never hesitates to do that, showing Ardhanarishwara in Sita and Rama. Take for example, while he is describing Ramachandra, I think no poet can do it. He is ascribing a very important virtue. Normally, it is seen in a woman. What is that? Hriman. Hriya kinchit avangmukaha. Rama is Hriman. Hri means brushing. Can you imagine this idea of blushing in a matchless archer? such a person of martial arts, very strong and mighty hero who destroyed 14,000 soldiers in 1.5 hours. In him, Valmiki describes several times this dimension. Hriya kinchit avangmukaha, hrimanu, hrimanu. Rama blushes. In which context? That is important. It's not that always he is blushing. In which context? See, this blushing is required. It's a good manners, in fact. When we go to a house, a new house, I mean, someone else's house, we need to blush. We are in someone else's house. We can't directly go to the fridge and open it. What is there? What salary you are getting? Hrimana. That blushing is required. In Tamil, there is a wonderful word. I don't know how to translate it in any language. And this word doesn't belong to a high-fied, dignified Tamil. High-fied Tamil of Sangha Ilakyam and all. This is a colloquial Tamil word. Padavis. Have you heard of this? Padavis. That is the Hriman. Padavisarkar. Ramar Padavisarkar. Tyagaraja Swamigal is singing about Rama. Ni manasu, ni sohusu, ni dinusu vere. Hriya kinchit avangmukaha. Rama blushes in several places. This is the womanhood in Rama. His blushing is graceful. That's the womanhood in Rama. In the same way, Valmiki ascribes several male elements to Sita also. When Sita's physical feature is described in the 29th chapter of Sundarakanda, he says, while describing the hand, arm, Bujascha charvanchita pina vrittaha. Generally, poets don't do that. Her hand is very soft. That's what they describe. How Valmiki calls Sita's hand as pina vrittaha. Pina vrittaha, how to translate? Thin endru irunda thol, thin endru irunda thirukkaram. How do you translate in English? Well built hand of Sita. Well built and round hand of Sita. These kinds of descriptions generally are given to the males. Sometimes we feel very difficult to translate these epics. This is because generally the descriptions which are ascribed to the females by the Westerners are ascribed to the males also in Ramayana. Like Rama is described as a person of lotus eyes with the rosy lips. How can you ascribe these things to a warrior? That is Valmiki. Yatha sunayanam valgu bimboshtam. Bimba is a fruit. That's rosy. You may take it as rosy. Bimboshtam charukundalam. Rama's lips are rosy. Hey, this is a woman's description. No. That is how you see. Female elements are found in Rama. Male elements are found in Sita. That's all. That is why it becomes tough to find out what is woman force or woman power. Coming back to the point. Flow, creativity, I am taking that. In that flow and creativity, if it is a flow, then the fundamental flow of energy, which we call a Shakti. You see, behind all these manifest things, there is a fundamental flow of energy. And this energy itself is taken to be a female in our Vedic literature. In Tantric literature, it is called a Shakti. Normally, in the Vedic literature, it is Apaha. Normally, externally, Apaha, the deities, the Rigvedic deities, Apaha, are nothing but the waters. Okay. But in esoteric sense, apaha means flow, energy again. The two fundamental flow. Hope you might have heard of two kinds of pralayas. There are four kinds of pralayas in Bhagavat, but for our lecture, we take two kinds of pralayas. Naimittika pralaya and Mahapralaya. What is Naimittika pralaya? What is the idea of pralaya for you? Can you explain? Any of you? Any of you? What do you? Hmm?
Transformation into something good.
Pralaya.
Transformation into something good is pralaya.
The whole
Uh-huh.
cosmos
Uh,
being dormant,
hmm.
and then it is revived with energy, the whole cycle goes on and on.
Yeah. What he is explaining here is Mahapralaya. Normal understanding about pralaya is water everywhere. Okay. Just imagine some 7,000 tsunamis happening everywhere. This is pralaya. This pralaya also happens. This is called as Naimittika pralaya. Mahapralaya is something different. All the manifest things are merging. Okay. The energy alone is existing. Even the subatomic particles, they merge in energy. Okay. The fundamental energy exists. This is Mahapralaya. And you see in the Veda, please listen very carefully. It's a tough subject. Naimittika Pralaya becomes the symbol of Mahapralaya. That is why water becomes a symbol of energy. Please understand. Why the seers saw water as a symbol of energy? Simply because water has a flow. Energy also has a flow. Okay. So the fundamental energy in the Veda is called as apaha. In Tantra, it is called as Shakti. Okay. And there is another woman in the Veda, very fundamental woman. When the fundamental nature is seen as a flowing energy, it is called as apaha. When that fundamental nature is not seen as a flowing energy, but as a dense and manifest, then it is called as Aditi, Mother Aditi. Okay. Etymologically, Aditi has a meaning. Diti is from do. Do avakhandane. Do is division. Even in Hindi, we use this do. Do. Okay, that is from the Vedic literature. Do means division. Okay. And then from do, the root do, Diti comes. Diti is the presiding deity of division. Aditi means undivided energy. That's interesting. Undivided energy. When this Aditi flows, that is Apaha. All these are women. These are the goddesses found in the Veda. I'm not talking about the gods found in the Veda. When this Aditi is flowing, she is Apaha. Okay. And this flow has various flows like Sindhu, Saraswati, Ganga, Yamuna, so on and so forth. Three great rivers of Veda are from Manasa Saras. You may imagine Manasa Saras to be Aditi. Manasa Saras is divided into three streams, start to flow from a place. One, Saraswati. Two, Sindhu. three Sarayu. These are the three rivers flowing from the topmost part of Himalayas. Okay. Fortunately, two rivers are remaining even now. Saraswati too is remaining as Antarvahini. Antarvahini means she is even now flowing inside the earth, beneath the earth. It's not a. This is how our elders were talking. Elders were telling. Our parties, our grannies, in our yes, that's Saraswati. Yes, this our grannies in our bedtime stories they used to tell Saraswati has entered into the earth, entered into the chasm. Saraswati is still there. Throughout India, our grannies tell this. But the satellite investigation proves it. Even now, that perennial river, as it is existing in, in the chasm. In the very great deserts like Rajasthan, when the satellite investigation was made, they could see the river Saraswati in chasm. That is Saraswati. Okay. These are all women. Okay. I'm just thinking, any goddess, major goddess is left. Yeah, there are so many goddesses. So many goddesses. In fact, there is another one goddess named Sarama. Again, Sara, flow. You see? Sarama is the messenger of Indra. That is how she comes in the Rig Veda. Again, she is symbolic. And she is described as a dog, hound of heaven. Okay. Where the Dasyus take the energies again. Sarama goes in search of those energies and find that Sarama is the symbolic representation of searching and finding. See, in the Veda, almost all animals come as symbols. Whatever animals they saw, they took them as symbols for some higher concept. Dog is the symbol of searching and finding. Please, understand. And this is a female dog, Sarama, goddess. She is a goddess. Okay. What is her job? Searching and finding. Okay. I don't know why searching and finding is seen as female. Probably you have to explain. In these things, we can see the woman power. In our Vedic culture, also the subsequent cultures in India, we have the greatest place for mother. Okay. And some historians tell this not only with India, but also with many ancient civilizations and ancient cultures. Again, I am coming to C.G. Jung, the psychologist, the distinguished disciple of Sigmund Freud. He is talking about mother archetype. Hope you know the word archetype. Do you know? Archetype, how to explain? Uh, you take a word, the word may have so many meanings. Now, all these meanings are interconnected. This is archetype. Say the rose. If a poet uses the word rose, it can mean aesthetic sense, it can mean beauty, it can mean love, it can mean the flower rose, sweet smell, fragrance, it can mean fragrance. In a poem, when the poet uses the word rose, it may have all these meanings. Again, this flow is called as archetype in psychology. It is a psychological word. And please understand, normally the ancient languages, you may call them as classical languages. The ancient languages are highly archetypal. The Vedic language probably is the most archetypal language in the world. That is why it is very difficult to translate the Vedas. Because several layers of meaning the words will convey. Agnim Ile Purohitam, Agni has several layers of meaning. It is like Ratanam. Have you heard of resonance? When you ring the bell, then the sound is producing the wave after wave after wave of sounds. And finally ends in silence. The same way, the words are pregnant with meaning in the Veda. Every word, it runs wave after wave after wave after wave. Meanings will run, finally ending in the pure consciousness. That's how it goes. That's why it becomes very difficult to understand the Veda and to translate that in a modern language. So I gave an example as rose. Let me give another example, mother archetype. This is the example given by C.G. Jung. What is mother in our ancient civilizations? As I said already, language, the word is called as mother. Therefore, up to our times, we are using the word mother tongue. Mother tongue. We don't call it as father tongue. And based on the language, we have named our nation. What's the name of our nation? Bharata Mata, Bharat, or Sindhu, India. So the land is called as mother again. Land is mother. Nation is mother. Any land is mother. Motherland. Country is mother. And a small land can be mother. Furrow. Furrow means what? The land which deserves plowing. Okay. The plowed land or that deserves plowing, the agricultural land is called as furrow. You know the preceding deity of furrow in Rigveda? What is her name? Sita. She is a Rigvedic deity, presiding deity of furrow. Okay. When Janaka is plowing, he found a child in furrow. He plows in his yajna. In his yajna, he plows. At the time, the mantras about Sita have to be chanted while plowing. That is why he named his daughter as Sita. While I am chanting the mantras of Sita, she is born. Therefore, she is called as Sita. And land is mother. So, language is mother, land is mother. And a river is mother. A river is taken to be mother. Any other thing? Energy is taken to be mother. I have already talked about it. Shakti, Mata. And then what? Yeah, can be. Books, education, Vidya, all these things are from word. Okay, divine word is taken to be mother. Earth is taken to be the mother. Earth. She is called as Prithvi Mata. Namo Matre Prithvyai. Maham Mataram Prithivim Higumsisham. Maham Mata Prithvi Higumsit. Salutations to Mother Earth. This is Vedic mantra. May the Mother Earth not harm me. May I not harm the Mother Earth. First of all, seeing the earth as mother. Then what? Then seeing her as not to be harmed. This idea is a very ancient idea. It is found in the Veda. The same idea slowly gets transformed. Okay. In the Ramayana and Mahabharata, here the same idea. Earth is replaced with Dharma. May I not harm Dharma, may Dharma not harm me. Yam palayasi dharmam tam drityacha niyamena cha savai raghava shardule dharmastam abhirakshatu. Kausalya says to Rama, may, O Rama, may Dharma which is guarded by you, guard you. So from this shloka, which is long, Mahabharata derives just a short sutra. What is that? She's trying something. Yeah. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Dharma guards its guardian. Dharma guards its guardian. While some long sentences are coming in Ramayana, Mahabharata makes the same long sentences capsule. Okay. Say, Yadvrutta santi rajanaha, tadvrutta santi prajaha. This is from Ramayana. In Mahabharata, it is Yatha raja tata prajaha. Finished. So, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha is a capsule. Dharma guards its guardian. This is from Yajurveda. May I not harm the Mother Earth, may the Mother Earth not harm me. The same Yajurveda indicates another thing. Mitrasyaham chakshusha sarvani bhutani samikshe. May I see all the beings in this Mother Earth with the eye of love. May all the beings see me with the eye of love. From that only the word dharma comes. Dharma guards its guardian. This capsule has come from all these gradual derivations. Again, this is also from Mother. Mother Earth. Mother Earth. So, to put in nutshell, language, land, country, energy, water, and earth. All these things are called as mothers. And they have seen, our elders have seen in all these things a flow. And the flow is creativity. Anandavardhana, a great literary critic in Sanskrit, say, women are more creative than men. While he is classifying heroes and heroines of dramas, plays, and all, he says, in women, we can see more varieties than men. This is what he says. That's the creativity. But Anandavardhana's statement is true only in esoteric sense. In my humble view, please don't mistake me, in the very external dogmatic world, it seems males are more creative than women. This is because when you see in the dogmatic world, frankly speaking, the differences between goddesses are blurred. Gods are even stiff. Okay. If you see the scriptures, you can understand what I am telling. Say Vishnu, Shiva, they all are stiff so that they create varieties. But when you come to Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati and all, Differences are blurred. Even in the Tantra Vidya, Dashamaha Vidyas, Mahalakshmi can come. Even in a Shiva temple Kumbhabhisheka, Lakshmi Homa can be performed. Homa is performed, has to be performed. Okay, they don't think, no, no, this is Vishnu's concert, we should not perform. See, it's a very interesting thing. Okay, in the same way, Durgaji becomes a parivar of Mahavishnu. Durgam, Vinayakam, Vyasam. Durga, Vishwaksena, and Vyasa are parivar of Narayana in Pancharatra. You can see Durga in my village, Thirukovilur. For Thirukovilur Ayanar, Trivikramaswamy, Narayana temple is there in Thirukovilur. There you can see a shrine for Durga. In Mannargudi, you can see a shrine for Durga. In Guruvayur, you can see a shrine for Durga. In in Calcutta Kali's temple, you can see a shrine of Krishna. Okay. Also in Bhavatarani temple of Ramakrishna. There you see Bhavatarani shrine nearby Radhakant shrine. Okay. The flow is interesting. Okay. In fact, in the dogmatic world, okay, the differences are blurred. Sorry, differences are stiff. But when you go to the esoteric sense, there the differences are blurred. Among the women devatas I am talking about. That's very interesting. Interesting. Let me come back to the point. Creative in esoteric world. The women create, and not only create but also nourish, procreate. Yes, they procreate, they nourish, they create. These are the woman power, I think, in the eye of Veda. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, true, true, true. Yeah, yeah. Without the river, without the language, without the Shakti, nourishing cannot come. Okay, we have dealt with the goddesses. Now, let me deal for a few minutes. What the Veda talks about women in general. Vedic mantras, the corpus of Vedic mantras, is one of the rarest texts in the world in which talking ill of women is absolutely absent. Normally, when you go through several literatures or texts before 100 years, before a century, which may run for some 200 pages, you can come across in several places some ill talk about women. You need not blame a particular book. Why this book is talking like this? Because all books were like that before a century. Nothing is exceptional. But that book should have at least 200 pages. You should not bring Hanuman Chalisa to show here women are not uh, ill-treated or ill-spoken. Vishnu Sahasranama doesn't have. You can't tell like that. You take a book, okay. Almost all books have this habit throughout the world. Throughout the world, you have this problem. Okay. But the Vedic mantra literature is a very rare text. You may take any Veda, Samaveda mantra literature, Rigveda mantra literature, Yajurveda mantra literature. You take that. You can't see anywhere the ill talking of woman. They don't talk ill of woman. This is a very, very interesting finding. Next to this, about womanhood in the Veda, mantras are there. Let me take the matrimonial mantras in the Veda. While woman is invited to the house, the bride is invited to the house, the mantra runs in this way: Samragyi Susure Bhava, Samragyi Susram Bhava, Nanandari Samragyi Bhava, Samragyi Adhi Devrishu. Samragyi Susure Bhava. May you be the queen of the father in law in this house. May you be the queen of mother in law, Susram Bhava. And may you be the queen of the sisters in law and brothers in law. Nanandari Samragyi Bhava, Samragyi Adi Devrishu. Following this mantra, another mantra comes which in public we are not supposed to tell. Not we are not supposed to, we should not tell. But let me tell you. Patyuhu murdhanam aroha. Place your foot upon husband's head. This is a Vedic mantra. See. Without knowing the meaning, they are chanting in matrimonial. In all matrimonial ceremonies, these mantras are chanted. Any Hindu matrimonial ceremony, if Vedas are included, this kind of mantra is chanted. Fortunately, people don't know the meaning. Very clear mantra. Patyur vidivakya. Aro hai. Okay, Patyur murdhanam aro hai. That's how it is. And very nice mantras like Agora Chakshuhu, Apatigni Yedhi, Shiva Pasubhyaha, Sumanaha, Suvarchaha, Jivasuhu, Virasuhu, Devakama, Syona, Shannobhava, Dipade, Shanchatushpade. This is also a matrimonial mantra. Agora Chakshuhu. Okay. Be with the eye of affection. Be with the eye of caring. Don't have a terrible eye. Morachu pakada. Agora Chakshuhu. Apatigni. Be auspicious to your husband. Shiva Pasubhyaha. Be also auspicious to the animals around your house. Shiva Pasubhyaha. Sumanaha. Good hearted. Suvarchaha. Having the Brahmatejas, having the splendor. How to have the splendor? If Veda is instructing, have the splendor. How to have the splendor? Having Brahmatejas means if you are in the Vedic Anushtanas, Vedic rituals, you will have that splendor. It is not about the color of our skin. My Vedantic teacher is a very great soul, Shivaramakrishna Shastrihal. He is dark in color, but he has Brahmatejas, splendor that you can see, you can experience with him. Even though he's no more. He was dark in color. His splendor reveals him. Okay, Sumanaha, Suvarchaha, Shanno Bhavat Dipade. Be auspicious to the biped and quadruped. This is the mantra. So these kinds of mantras, you can see how the same way in Saptapadi, the husband is taking the foot of the wife. Ishetva, ekam ishe vishnustvan vetu, dve urje vishnustvan vetu, त्रीणि व्रताय विष्णुस्त्वान् वेतु चत्वारि मायो भवाय पंच पितृभ्यः विष्णुस्त्वान् वेतु षड् ऋतुभ्यः विष्णुस्त्वान् वेतु सप्त सप्तभ्यः होत्राभ्यः विष्णुस्त्वान् वेतु. This is how the mantra runs. May you come followed by Mahavishnu. Okay. The first step is for food, the second step is for energy. Ekam Ishe, Vishnu Stan Vetu, Urje, Vishnu Stan Vetu. That is how it goes. Up to the seventh foot, Saptapadi. Then the husband says to the wife in the mantra, Sakha Saptapada Bhava. May we be friends hereafter. Friends is a dictionary meaning of Sakha. But the commentator takes a different course. He is not just telling friend. He is going to the etymological meaning of Sakha. Sakha, Samana Khyati. May we be in equal status. This is how the commentator comments. Sakha Saptapadabhava means may we be in equal status hereafter. This is the mantra, matrimonial mantra. Sakha Saptapadabhava, Sakhayau Saptapada Babhuve, Samayave Sankalpavahai, Sampriyo Rochishnu, Samanasya Manau. So let us plan together, let us talk together, let us walk together, let us resolve together, and let us shine together. Rochishnu. That is how the mantra runs. By all these things, we can understand what is the status of women in the Veda. And just imagine, before some 3000 years, or even 2000 years, to my knowledge, there is no other text where you can see women authors. They might be there, they might have got lost. But the Veda is a very peculiar, unique literature, which, of course, the Vedic corpus has a contribution of probably more than 1200 seers. I don't have perfect calculation now. Probably next time I will bring. First, we need to calculate. I don't know whether somebody must have calculated. You may Google. I don't know. Approximately more than 1200 seers have contributed in the Veda. Among them, approximately 250 to 300 are women. Women seers. Normally, in the Veda, the male seers are called as rishis, and the women seers are called as rishikas. Rishikas. Yesterday, some girl I saw, her name was her name is Shashwati. I asked her, what do you mean by Shashwati? What is the significance of the word Shashwati? She said, eternal. Yes, it's a literal meaning. And her father came and said, this is from Lalita Sahasranam. That is also wonderful. But another significance is there for the word Shashwati. Shashwati is a Rishika, belonging to the first mandala, eighth mandala of Rigveda, the first sukta is a contribution of this great Rishika, Shashwati. Vagambruni, Vishwavara, Apala, Lopamudra. These are the great women seers of the Vedic corpus. Okay. And when you see the Veda, it has in several places the scholarly woman. Okay. Vidatham avadasi. Okay. The Veda instructs the woman, Veda blesses the woman. May you lead the assembly. May you talk in assembly. These kinds of mantras are prevalent in the Veda. It's not only one place. Prevalent in the Veda. And this Shukla Yajurveda, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is prescribing two rituals. One to get a scholarly son, another one is to get Vidushi Putri, scholarly daughter. Okay. So I thought starting from the Veda, I can cover up to Puranas and also come to history, so on and so forth. But in the Veda, our time has got completed. Time is over. So probably some other session we can have for Ramayana, Mahabharata, women power in Ramayana, women power in Mahabharata, women power in Puranas, women power in history like Velu Nachiyar, Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai. Okay, so many things we need to talk. But anyhow, this is the crux regarding this is the essence regarding the Vedic literature. With this today, let us conclude. Dhanyavadaha.